Thank you guys all for showing up. I'm going to, while the other people are testifying, I'm going to make sure I give this sign-in sheet that you guys can sign it. Please state your name for the record or whether you're in support or oppose the bill.
I'm Gary Uggan. I'm from Pneumatic, and I'm in support of this bill. I'm here to speak because half of us, or most of us here, are scared to talk. Even me, I'm nervous right now, but I got to let it out anyways. Well, no matter how long it takes for this bill to go through, we're still going to be fighting every year. We'll, you know, it's in our blood. Our ancestors taught us don't give up, you know, and we're going to be protesting until we get them to stop leave the school alone, you know. Well, what I'm trying to bring up right now is it just really bothers us to see that here we are. They always bother this little school, maybe a couple $100,000 a year they might save and all that, $1 million or what. And in the event right now, we are picking up about 20 to 40,000 people to live in our island, which is supposed to generate so much millions, billions of dollars. And we're still playing around with this little petty cash here that compared to the rest of the government, what it needs, what it runs off, this is just a little bit of it. And to the senators that do vote against it, please think again. Help us support these kids, because I'm a volunteer. I coach basketball, baseball, and those words volunteer means doing it for the smile of a kid's face. That's the whole thing I do. It's for the school, for the kids here. And we don't get much support, and I hope you guys can support us within facility-wise. We don't have much, but you take the school away, we got nothing left, other than the 2 basketball courts that been here just as long as the school. You know, we got nothing. We're getting support, very little for activities down here, from social activities to arts and crafts. We got nothing. We have to generate it ourselves and come up with the money ourselves, just to keep these kids busy. And they need to be rewarded, man, with their education, what they're doing right now in their elementary school, their SAT scores, man. We need more things to reward them other than coming to meetings and fighting for them. That's all I got to say right now. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Tanatongo?
Good morning, Senators. Thank you for bringing this bill to the community so you can hear them. You know, when this came up, I know there's a few of us. By the way, my name is Rosie R. Tanatongo, and I am a Guam Education Policy Board member, and I live in Mauricio, so I'm from the South. What the Preservation Trust did say is that we need to preserve the building. There were 2 schools that were designed by the same architect. The other one was Inorohan Elementary, and we tore that down. So I was very instrumental in renovating this school, so I don't want it seen to be just abandoned, but we would like to continue to use the school. Senators, I'm hearing good things from you, that you would continue to support and fund it. I know that this year you have just passed a budget bill that supports this school, and we hope that this will not continue to be a problem, because I know this is the 2nd time that they want to try to close our school down. I do support it. As long as you give us the money, we are behind you and working together. And I know that some of the people that came up here to testify said that smaller class size is better, which is true. Senator Matt Rector, as an educator, you know that that is true, that we can work more individually with each student. And I would like to see that 57% go up to 100%, since they have a small number to work with. And I think that teachers working hard with the parent support and the administrators, that they can really accomplish that. And yes, we're looking forward to these schools to remain open. I know that I am not speaking on behalf of the board, but I know some of the other board members do support keeping this school open. But we have not really voted on it to see what was the result. But because you're willing to fund it, and I really want to see that Yamatak would continue to have a school of their own. Thank you very much.
Actually, Ms. Tanatongo, before you pass the mic on, can we be real clear on this? Do you support the bill?
I do support the bill.
Thank you. Ms. Manabusan.
Thank you, Senator. Good morning, Senator Rector, Senator Uggan, and all the community from Jamatic. My name is Anita Manabusan, and I'm from Talafofo. I also represent the Haza district along with my colleague Rosie Tiny Tongo. You know, closing a school, especially FQ Sanchez, and I do agree with the teacher that was up here, because this is not the first or second time that my colleague and I have been put in a position where we had to stand up and say, no, you can't do that. And my point is, okay, down south, we are not overpopulated. That is not true our fault. I do not understand why they look at schools down south because of the small population, but because of a budget that is bigger than the population. But we gotta understand that there are 14 points that we have to follow that are mandated by law, that you need as lawmakers to provide the money so we can comply with the 14 points. Now, let me just tell the people from Yamatic, I am a northern girl, married a southern boy, and I love it down south. I'm sorry. I've been told to stop saying anything about the north because I'm from the north, but hey, you know what? I married south, I love it down south, and I ain't moving because my kids don't want to move either. But, you know, this is not the first time that Mrs. Tina Tongo and I witnessed the accomplishments of the students from FQ Sanchez. We witnessed it last school year when we had our meeting up here. And even then they were talking about closing down FQ Sanchez. You know, we look at the budget, yes, it's a small school. And the budget is big. It's a large number. But Senator, you know, my belief is that if you invest so much money into our education, you are going to produce people that will take over your place, my place, and Adelope. And this is a perfect example of a community that are willing to get involved in the education of their kids. Because like in Talafofo and Mariso and Inaran, we can go kid by kid and know their name, first name. We know. Okay, now, I am one board member, and Mrs. Tina Tongo has proved that when it comes to our southern schools, and we both work together, and when they're going to take away something from our schools, we stand up and say, nope, you can't do that. Because it is not our fault that our population down here is small. Nobody wants to move down south. That's their problem. They don't know what they're missing, okay? They don't know what they're missing. So, and I asked Senator Rector as I walked in, why do you need a law to leave the school alone? Why? We don't need laws. Common sense. Don't touch a school that's in the village, because that's the identity of the village. That's the identity of the kids. I went to a private school up north. I went to JFK. I'm an islander. But guess where I'm at? I'm down south. And I'm not moving. So leave our schools alone. We tend to get blamed for everything, which is, you know, sometimes I really get bothered by it, because we're sitting there and trying to make sure that we protect the schools.